The DHS also says that, in their words, you were body slamming an ICE officer. Is that what we're looking at? Is that what happened?
Absolutely no. I mean, I honestly do not know how to body slam anyone. There's no video that supports me body slamming anyone.
Ain't nothing changed, nothing new here to see. This ain't nothing but some political maneuvering. America. Welcome to the eulogy, eat it up. It's called political buffoonery.
Hey there, everybody, and welcome to This Week in DUMBmocracy, where we showcase some of the dumbest newsmakers of the week. What you're looking at right now is a still from a body camera taken last Friday outside of the Delaney Hall ICE facility in Newark, New Jersey, where Newark's Mayor Ras Baracka was arrested for allegedly trespassing at this federal immigration facility. This is already a highly controversial issue given the protests going on about anti-immigration reform and ICE officials that we've been talking about for months since the Trump administration took office. Well, it's about to get even more heated because the Trump administration has said that they may be looking into more arrests coming out of this clash with ICE officials, including, as I play the body camera now, this woman that you're going to see coming up in the red blazer, Congresswoman LaMonica McIver. That's the one you see throwing elbows right there as we slow it down. Maybe just stop it right there. LaMonica McIver may be facing federal charges for this altercation with a federal ICE official. And let's just say that this has poured more fuel onto a already exploding powder keg. We're going to talk more about what's going on with these possible charges against Congresswoman McIver. We're going to look into her history. We're going to look at both sides of what happened in this altercation, hear from both of them. But before we do all that, I'm going to ask you guys to please subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell. Well, maybe that's the wrong thing to say. Gently press the notification bell so you don't miss any of the shows. And if you like what you see here in this or any other video on the channel and you want to help us grow, smash that thumbs up button. Darn it, I did it again. Press the thumbs up button. Like, comment, share the show with your friends, all that really, really good stuff, because we're on the road to 3,000 subscribers, thanks to you guys feeding that YouTube algorithm. First thing I'm going to do is show you the body cam footage. Now, this was secured by Benny Johnson, and there's going to be a moment within it where it slows down to show Congresswoman McIver interacting with that ICE official in a very hostile manner. And then it's going to play on to show what was said by the Congresswoman. And let me just say, if you have little ones in the room, earmuffs.
Don't you know who I am?
Obviously, there's a lot going on there. I'm going to try to break down some of it. I don't think anybody looks good here at this point, but especially not Congresswoman McIver, who is screaming, who is cursing, "Don't put your hands on me, MFer," saying that she's going to make a complaint. I think at one point she was screaming grape, which you're on YouTube, you know what that means. And just not a good look. This isn't the first time we've seen Congresswoman McIver on this channel. The last time we saw her was outside of some federal administration headquarters talking about how she wants to be at war with the Trump administration.
Flashback.
And let them know, especially the Republicans, that we will not take this. We will fight back. Right back. Right back. And as I close out, because I know we've been out here for a long time, and goddamn it, shut down the Senate. We are at war.
End of flashback.
I'm doing my best to judge very slowly here. Right now, it's not looking good for Congresswoman McIver. We saw those elbows up that we thought we were getting from the Canadian Prime Minister, but apparently we got from a New Jersey Congresswoman. And we also saw that clip now of her really spewing some antagonistic rhetoric, some violent rhetoric prior to this altercation a few months back. I'm doing my best not to prejudge her here because she did go on to social media to say that she was arriving at this facility to do congressional oversight.
Hey everyone, it's your Congresswoman LaMonica McIver representing New Jersey's 10th Congressional District. I am literally on my way right now to Delaney Hall to conduct an oversight visit here at this detention center. We've been seeing on the news all of the lack of transparency and chaos that has been coming out of this facility. They have, neglected to let city officials in, to let the mayor in. Code enforcement to fire inspectors have been denied access to this building. And as your congressional member, it is my duty to conduct an oversight visit to see what is happening inside this facility. So I'm taking you on the journey with me. Stay tuned. And myself, Congresswoman LaMonica McIver, and Congressman Rob Menendez. We're here conducting an oversight visit, which we have the power to do as congressional members. Statutory authority. And so that is what we're here for, and we're waiting to speak to a supervisor to let us in here because, as you can see, they will not let us in.
So let's take her at her word. She's there to conduct congressional oversight. I don't know what a congresswoman is doing to see if local city government permits and code enforcement is done, but be that as it may, let's take her at her word. I found this on ice.gov. These are rules for facility visits from members of Congress and their staff. All visitors are expected to comply with facility rules, procedures, and instructions from ICE personnel on site. Did that look to you like she was following the rules of ICE personnel on site? I'll leave that for you to decide. As outlined in the Consolidated Appropriations Act 2020, none of the funds appropriated or otherwise made available to the Department of Homeland Security by this act may be used to prevent any of the following persons from entering for the purpose of conducting oversight. Any facility operated by or for DHS used to detain or otherwise house aliens, or to make temporary modification at any such site, etc., etc. And you see number one, member of Congress. So she's allowed in there to do oversight. Subsection B, nothing in this section may be construed to require a member of Congress to provide prior notice of the intent to enter the facility. So she doesn't even have to give notice for the purpose of conducting oversight. She can just show up there. That's the law. With respect to individuals described in subsection A2, which is members of the staff of these members of Congress or an employee thereof, those people have to give 24 hours notice. As we continue down here, conduct, safety, security, and good order are always primary considerations in a detention facility, and visitors must be properly identified and attired. All visitors are subject to search upon entering the facility and at any time during the tour and the visit. Introduction of contraband or other criminal violations may lead to criminal prosecution of a visitor. Did Congresswoman McIver make a criminal violation when she had elbows up going through to try to enter the facility past ICE officials? Again, I leave that for you to decide.
But wait, there's more.
There's also this to be considered. ICE employees may not authorize the use of ICE detention facilities for political activities, which is defined as activities directed toward the success or failure of a political party, candidate for partisan political office, or partisan political group. This includes town meetings, political rallies, speeches, fundraisers, press conferences, photo ops, and other similar activity. Moreover, the duration of the visit is set by the ICE field office based on operational requirements of the facility on the day of the visit. So when you hear about this issue of these members of Congress and other officials storming the gates when they're opened up to allow a bus to enter the facility, that is a requirement of the facility on the day of the visit to be managed, an operational requirement. So if they're stopping members of Congress from going in at that moment, they're probably well within ICE procedures to stop them at that moment. And then it devolved from there, and you saw what happened. Like what you see so far? Go ahead and smash that thumbs up button. Also, leave us a comment and tell us what you're thinking. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another show. Let's start with Trisha McLaughlin. She's a spokesperson for ICE.
Thanks, Victor, for having me. I'm glad I can be here to actually give viewers the facts. What happened is that these members of Congress, including the mayor as well, and a mob of protesters, as there was a bus full of detainees going through the gate, they stormed the gate and actually entered the first security checkpoint. This put law enforcement at risk, and this actually put the detainees as well at risk. If any official, including these members of Congress, want to enter the facility and take a tour, DHS is more than accommodating. But just because you're a member of Congress does not mean you can break the law, trespass, put law enforcement at risk, and storm the detention facility. I have yet to hear anyone on this network actually talk about who is in this detention facility. There are members of MS-13, known terrorists, murderers, child rapists. There are some of the worst in this detention facility, and I'm still very confused why these Democrats are so hell-bent on getting these heinous actors out of this facility when we have the proper permitting. And actually, in that press conference, those members of Congress actually noted the great conditions of this facility that our ICE enforcement officers so bravely operate.
It's pretty cut and dry.
McLaughlin's statement on CNN mirrors the written statement that Homeland Security issued on the day of the incident as well. And now we stick with CNN to see what Congresswoman McIver has to say in response.
The DHS also says that, in their words, you were body slamming an ICE officer. Is that what we're looking at? Is that what happened?
Absolutely no. I mean, I honestly do not know how to body slam anyone. There's no video that supports me body slamming anyone. We, as Congresswoman Bonnie Watson-Coleman said, we were simply there to do our job. Therefore, oversight visit and what you're watching in a video, and we don't have all of the body cam, and we hope that all of the body cam is released. It was a very tense situation. It unfortunately did not have to be like that. They created that confrontation, they created that chaos, and then ultimately went to arrest the mayor of the largest city of New Jersey, who is my mayor and my constituent. And it was very difficult to watch that happen, but absolutely, I did not body slam anyone.
And now I'm going to give you my unvarnished opinion on this whole situation. Congresswoman McIver is in the finding out phase of her fucking around. It's all fun and games when you're at a protest and you're being loud and you're screaming into a microphone, "We are at war." It's another thing to go outside of a federal facility where the ICE officials are in control of entry and exit and conduct within that facility, and to do what she's doing here, throwing elbows, body slamming into a member of ICE. Now, she said she didn't body slam anyone, probably thinking we're all stupid, because we all have seen WWE pro wrestling body slamming people, and she claims not to know what body slamming is, but she's definitely throwing some bows here. I think that this merits an investigation at the very least into whether or not the Congresswoman assaulted everyone. She claims that she was there for congressional oversight, and indeed she is entitled to be there at any moment without notice to do just that. She also claimed in the video that she was doing this on the basis of some alleged violation of local government rules for permitting and code enforcement. To me, that is not a good faith basis to do this sort of oversight. You're not doing oversight to see if local laws are being enforced. You're doing it to see if federal laws are being enforced. And that's what it comes down to. What was the true reason that she was there? We saw that there was this video of pushing and shoving at the gate, the cursing, and the aftermath thereof. We saw the beforehand of her saying that she was going there for oversight, and there was speaking being done with a speech outside.
And myself, Congresswoman LaMonica McIver, and Congressman Rob Menendez. We're here conducting an oversight visit, which we have the power to do as congressional members.
If you go back to what I was talking about with the considerations for visiting an ICE facility, that itself is a no-no. Do your job. Don't give speeches. Don't bring in cameras. Don't be there for a protest or grandstanding. Do your damn job. Congresswoman McIver may have been there to do her damn job, but that's not the only reason she was there. She was grandstanding. She was doing photo ops. She was there to be seen being the resistance to the Trump administration and there to continue the narrative about mistreatment of illegal immigrants at ICE detention facilities. Be that as it may, should she get arrested for this? I'm not so sure. Is she a buffoon? Absolutely, definitely. I'm saying no to arrest right now because the only body cam footage we have seen thus far is this, and this has been clearly manipulated by Benny Johnson. We saw the slow-mo there. And to me, it doesn't show the entire story. I bet you she was there for much longer than the minute or so that is shown in this footage. So until I see the full body camera, and until I hear from the ICE officials who were manhandled here, who were pushed and shoved around, who were screamed at, who were in charge of the facility, and explain how they were enforcing their rules, much like that directive I found online on ice.gov, at that point, then I'll start opining about whether or not there should be an arrest here or not. There's still room for both sides to let cooler heads prevail here, and I certainly hope that happens. But if it doesn't, Congresswoman McIver might be reaping the whirlwind here. And that's just my opinion on this whole situation. I know I'm being a little wishy-washy here.
No backbone. All squishy.
Mainly because I'm an attorney and I don't want to say anything definite black and white until I see at least most of the public evidence out there. But what do you think about all this? Do you think that Congresswoman McIver should get arrested and booked in and processed like every other common criminal out there? Or do you think that cooler heads should prevail and she should get a pass on this because she let her passion outweigh her reason? Let me know what you guys think. And as always, like and share this video with your friends. Subscribe to the channel. Gently hit the notification bell so you don't miss any other shows. I'm really interested to hear what you guys think about this situation and every other instance of shenanigans and buffoonery happening every day this week in DUMBmocracy.
All views and opinions expressed here are not necessarily of the mainstream media and may offend some listeners. It's called political buffoonery.